would you say?
We've had some goal fests and goalless draws, some top goals and some top saves. Heck, we've also had some corner flag boxing action. More on that later. But above all, we've had a lot of fun going through the motions of week 1 of the Hero ISL 2021-22 season. I welcome to you on the first in-season Let's Football live show. My name is Suyash, and like always, I'm going to be joined by company. So let me waste no more time in introducing Shaiju Damodaran, Pulasta Dhar, and Kaushik Varun. Guys, please just show yourselves and tell me just how much fun you guys had watching the action in week 1 of the Hero ISL.
No, I think the way it started off with 2-4-2 is chaotic entertainment, and it's all about goals. We just had that 1-0. But apart from that, every other game has been interesting. It has produced goals. For me, the highlight being that all the strikers, they've kind of gotten off the mark. You've got Katatau, you've got Valskis, who's off the mark after a long wait, which is, I think, the biggest highlight for me. Both the Cabreras are off the mark. Murray for his new club, Javi for his new club, Angulo for his new club. Couldn't have asked for a better start in terms of the strikers hitting it straight away. And I think what a great start, and hope we can keep up in terms of the goals and all the action and entertainment.
You've hit it straight out of the park right off, Pulas. Let me tell you that. Shaiju Chetan, what was your highlight of the week?
So, welcome back, all of you and all the viewers to the Let's Football Live. Suyash, it's been a wonderful first week, I think, because a lot of goals, high-scoring first week, I would say. 26 goals have been scored first week. I think this is the highest scoring first week ever in the history of ISL.
Yes, it is. In fact, after 8 games played in the Hero ISL at this stage, there's never been more goals scored. The previous highest was 19 goals, and we've gone up to 26 goals in this instance. So yeah, we're off to a great start, definitely.
Obviously, plenty of goals means plenty of celebrations, plenty to cheer, plenty to enjoy. So in the commentary box, as a commentator, I always want to enjoy myself first. So plenty of goals means plenty of enjoyment. So that's it. And like I said, goals from Javi, the Cabreras, especially the Odisha Cabrera, the Aridai Cabreras dancing down the track, and Javi's rainbow free kick, and Liston Colasso's curving, that color from Liston Colasso first match. So plenty, like I said, plenty. And especially from the KB Kerala Blasters point of view, it's one of the positive things I should say is the Sagar Abdul Samad, KBFC's Malayali player, opened the account in the very first match itself. So very positive vibes all around, Suyash.
We will come to that as well soon, Chetan. But Varun, what about that goal from Liston Colasso?
Well, it was superb. Like, I think that was one of the best goals in this first week and outstanding. And, Liston must be really happy because AT Mohun Bagan having amazing forward line like Manbir, Roy Krishna, also David Williams on the bench. But he was wondering whether he can score or not. But yes, scoring in the first match itself, like, it was outstanding. And the best wishes for this youngster. And for the rest of the points, you all got them covered. Outstanding first week, and especially what Shaiju sir and Pulasta said.
But Varun, do you think it was the best goal of the entire the fixtures? Do you think so? That's my question.
The jersey is wearing AT Mohun Bagan. That's where I would like to say that.
What about you, Shaiju? Do you think that's the best goal? Was Liston's the best goal in the week?
For me, the goal of the week by Javi Hernandez Odisha FC. That brilliant free kick.
I see. Because
you know what? Yeah, you know what, Pulas? Why don't we just go through all the goals and see which one was the best?
And then I have a point. I have a question for these two after that. Let's go.
We'll go for it. So, just all the goals that were scored in the first week, guys, coming up right in front of you. That right there, gentlemen. 26 goals in front of you on that table. Shaiju, which result for you was the most significant one, Chetan?
I think Odisha against Bengaluru, Odisha playing their first match, and that too against Bengaluru FC, and winning that match by 3-1. According to me, that's the best result for in the first week, because it proclaims something that Odisha, watch out for Odisha, they are going to be the real dark horses in the ISL new season. So for me, Odisha beating Bengaluru 3-1 is a match for the first week.
And it's put them in fourth position, of course. Now, that was a good recap. And a good way to get started with this show of ours, which we all really love doing. But speaking about the results that happened last week, Shaiju, Chetan, you went ahead and made a bold prediction about Sahel Abdul Samad on the last show. It's almost as if he heard you, because you know what I'm going to be bringing up now, of course. He scores against ATK Mohun Bagan in the first game. Do you think there's a bit of a telepathy happening between you and Sahel right over there?
Before answering to that great second question from my dear Suyash, I would like to request all of you that if you want something personally, please do call me after the Let's Football Live. Definitely give all of you some tips. So coming back to the point, Sahal, yes, he will be the key. Hamara pehla show pe I said the thing that Sahal is going to be the key in this season. Yes, I am very happy that to the fact that he scored in the very first match itself, that too against Kolkata, ATK Mohun Bagan, and he had a quite good performance in that match all together. Not even this goal, he had a good match. And look at this visual. This is a very happy visual for entire Malayali fans, because for the first goal, that was a real Malayali combination. KP Rahul was giving the assist to Sahal, and what more to ask? The first goal for Kerala Blasters, and from a Malayali combination, assisted by a Malayali player, scored by a Malayali player. Happy, but my predictions about Sahal would have been more spot on. I think it would have been more spot on if he was able to score in the second match also. So
I know you were going to bring that up. I know
also,
you were going to bring that up.
Who called you for that? I mean, did someone wish? Did someone say, Shaiju, can we wish for a Sahal miss as well? Because that was a sitter. I was coming to that. You're not talking about that.
Let me complete my point. It would have been a double dhamaka for Sahal and for me as well as for me. But this is football. Kabhi gushi, kabhi gham.
खुशी की बात करते हुए, that Sahal goal made a lot of people back in Kerala happy. So we just have a few visuals of what that goal really meant. Take a look. Amazing, right? Of course, a small caveat there. We do encourage everyone to follow COVID protocols, like most people were in that video, and stay safe and be well. But Varun, that's football for you, right? Brought so much joy to the fans of Kerala Blasters FC. But just on that, ATK Mohun Bagan in that first opening fixture against Kerala Blasters FC, their attack just dovetailed so well together. Everyone seemed to gel together very well. What were your observations about ATK Mohun Bagan's attack in that game?
I think the attack was so good. People forgot about that leaky defense, because we were worried about the defense for the Marinas. Sandesh Jingan missing, and Thiri was also not starting in that 11. So we were wondering whether ATK Mohun Bagan will make it, because Kerala Blasters, another powerhouse. But yes, I think the attack was so good. People forgot about that defense, and they were amazing. And especially we were worried about, Roy Krishna and Hugo Bumo, coordinating well. And I think the first match itself showed that, yes, Hugo Bumo and Roy Krishna's coordination is doing great. Like we said, Jai Viru was Roy Krishna and David Williams, but now it seems it's going to be Hugo Bumo being the ball supplier and Roy Krishna finishing off in style.
Just on the legitimacy of that goal scored by Hugo Bumo, Pulasta, I know you have something to say about that.
It was offside, the first one. Of course, they said it on comms as well. They explained it. that it's not necessary to touch the ball to count as interference. Even if you cross the path of the goalkeeper's eyesight, if you attempt to play the ball, it's offside. But credit to the assistants for getting two similar instances in the next few games.
Correct.
Very correct. So there are mistakes will happen. But the fact that they got the Chinglan Sana and the Komal Thattal, both, I think, if I'm not mistaken, both instances of the same kind, they got those decisions right. So fair play. But okay. It was 4-2. ATK Mohun Bagan did, I think, and even Shaiju would agree, they did deserve to win that game.
Take the Komal Thattal instance yesterday. Komal Thattal goal yesterday.
Similar incident.
And the referee has clearly pointed out that it's an offside. Obstructing the vision of the goalkeeper, standing in an offside position, and shot taken by somebody else going into the goal. It's not a goal. It's an offside.
Let's talk about a legitimate goal now, and a good one at that. Golasso from Colasso, as Andy P said on the comms. Take a look at this goal, guys, and Pulas just guide us through the technique behind this goal scored by Liston Colasso. Just how good was that? The bend that he got on that, and everything that came along with it. Top corner finish right over there. Take us through.
Yeah. I mean, if I could fairly take you through it, then I would have been on the pitch and not here. But I'm going to try. See, he was trying this. He's been trying this for quite some time, cutting onto that right foot. But he picked the spot even before the pass had come into his feet. He knew that that's where I'm going. It is just making that early decision and backing himself. And, I met Habas a couple of days ago, asking a few questions, especially about adding more productivity to Indian wingers. And he said that is the kind of goal that, will give Indian wingers the kind of confidence boost to back themselves and say, okay, you know what, let me go for it. And if it's coming from a manager like Habas, then why not? And he's gone for it. He's got it. And from now on, he's got to kick on and do more of that. Expectations will only increase when you score goals like that.
Yeah, and with the Kolkata Derby to be played later in the evening, all eyes will again be on that ATK Mohun Bagan attack and Liston Colasso as well. But just coming back to another game that was played last week, I want to talk about Bengaluru FC over here. Now, Shaiju Chettan on the last show said that BFC was like the CSK of the Hero Indian Super League. I'm not sure how that's going, because in the first game, you saw them rout Northeast United FC 4-2. It was a good performance, but then they went ahead and produced that performance against Odisha FC. So are they blowing hot and cold already, do you think, Shaiju?
Suyash, according to me, it's a kind of sweet and bitter first week for Bengaluru FC, I would say. Sweet and bitter. They won against a good match first match against Northeast United, and then they went down against Odisha. Against Odisha, I would say, again, that penalty incident of Sunil Chetri, that was a key incident. Or discuss karna hi chahiye, because that made the change of the entire complex of that match, I would clearly say. Because if that retaken has been allowed, we might show a different turnaround. So
that's a good point. Yeah. A good point you bring up there, Chetan, because we actually had someone take an unfiltered sideline video of that entire, penalty that wasn't retaken. And safe to say, Clayton Silva was not happy about that decision. Take a look. Yeah, frustration. Pulas, that's almost as frustrated as you get on these five-a-sides that you play.
Okay, but I think justified frustration though, because Ruathara was also encroaching. The rule book is very clear on the fact that if that kind of a situation happens and players from both the teams, the defending team and the team which has received the penalty, if they're both there, Ruathara's just strolled in, which is slightly loose from him. But he got away with that because both of them were there. And I think the assistant should have ideally seen that. And that should have been a retake according to the rule book. That had to be retaken.
Chetan, what about you?
Yeah, that should have been a retake. No, because take the Premier League match, just the just a week ago
Yes.
in Premier League, Manchester United versus Watford match. Dekho, same thing happened in that match. Penalty for Watford and retaken and De Gea saved. So it has to be a retake, no doubt in it, because you take all the law books of the football. If anything which has happened due to encroachment of an offensive team player especially, it is a retake, man. It is a retake.
So we might actually have been talking about this game in much different terms for BFC had that penalty been retaken and had they scored from that. Am I correct in saying that, Kaushik?
Yes, you're right. The rhythm, the momentum of the game might have changed. But the thing is that I would like to defend the referee a bit. As per the rules, you all are absolutely right. Yes, retaken, like the decision would have been correct. But yes, I think, you know what, the assistant referee is watching the goalkeeper's feet, whether it's, coming off the line or not, as in the goal line. And the referee is busy, watching that the box area, whether the encroachment is happening or not. So near the ref, it was Clayton Silva, running in the box. And I think he missed out on, Lalruwa Thara entering the box. So maybe if we can, let the decision a little slip by. But
not
yes,
an easy job. Yeah, not an easy job.
But if you are doing a job with so much of responsibility, you have to. You have to take the match yesterday. Komal Tatal going from the left. Ball is really out of the line. Touch line ka bahar ho gaya tha. Lekin in play bola, and that eventually went to a corner kick.
Yes,
Yeah. But I do think though that Odisha still deserved the 3 points. The way they hit Bengaluru on the break after Bengaluru committed went forward was just, they were too clinical, and that goal at the end.
What a performance by Odisha.
What a performance! So maybe the momentum would have been shifted. You're all right, Shaiju, you're right, Kaushik, you're right. But I do still think the way Odisha performed, it's a big result, and these are the kind of results that make the Indian Super League so unpredictable.
Right.
You asked at the start, Suyash, what stood out, and Shaiju said Odisha 3-1, but the same goes for me. Jamshedpur 3-1, Goa. To see Jamshedpur and Odisha up there among the big names, where usually the big names are, is very refreshing and incredible, I think, for the league as a whole.
Yeah, let's just take a look at how that game between BFC and Odisha FC went, because it was, personally for me, one of the games of the week. You had BFC level after a point. Gurpreet with that gaff though. Pulasta, should he be doing better over there?
I don't think he should be coming out for that. I think
if he's out, he should clear it.
Yeah. But I think he'll put his hands up and say, maybe I shouldn't have come out for that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have waited for the defender to play the ball back to me, and then he can just lump it away. But if he's come out, he's got to clear it, of course. But you've got to give credit to Javi as well. What a lovely left foot to loop it over that. Brilliant. And this has been discussed so many times. A good free kick, or once again, should Gurpreet have been slightly to his left? I want to go and give credit to the free kick. Great free kick. Could it have been saved? I don't know. But this, just fantastic. What a goal. Very entertaining. If Odisha can play like this, wow, we are in for something, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And Odisha FC have, like I said, are fourth on the points table. Varun, do you think they can really stake a claim for the top four this season?
Absolutely. Like Shaiju Chetan said, like one of the dark horses for the season. So yes, I am really looking forward to Odisha making it really well at the end of the league stage. But yes, I would also like to point out about Bengaluru FC's defense. I think the coordination is totally missing. Javi Hernandez, the set piece goal was outstanding, but the set piece was almost gifted because there was error, miss pass, and then they tackled Jonathan out there. So yes, I think Bengaluru FC, I think they have to buckle up in the defense line, and the coordination has to be better so that they can get a lot of clean sheets in the upcoming matches.
Yeah.
And also Gurpreet, when there's a couple of things that he doesn't get right sometimes, he has a great habit of then giving this incredible performance in the next 2 weeks. He has that. He comes back very strongly, and it'll be good to see that. For him to respond again like that would be good.
One more thing to add to Pulast. You look at the Javi Hernandez free kick goal. He got the goal against the Indian #1 goalkeeper. He got that goal against the Indian #1 goalkeeper. Look at the ball. The ball made Gurpreet on his right. The ball is made. So obviously, goalkeeper has to protect his left. But he is standing just behind the ball, and the free kick just going to his left. He's the #1 goalkeeper of India.
Yeah, it's been discussed. I'm sure Gurpreet is going to introspect and reflect on that and come out stronger in the next game as well. But guys, I want to talk about another game that happened at Tilak Maidan, which was, of course, SC East Bengal taking on Jamshedpur FC. It was both their sides' opening game of the season. And, even though it was a 1-1 draw, I kind of enjoyed it. It was an entertaining 1-1. I know, Pulas, you don't agree with me over there, but there's something about watching Jamshedpur FC play. Even though they have a very one would call not a conventionally attractive style of football, but they're still good to watch on the eye because they break well. They did well to, of course, come back into the game as well. So, what did you make of that game?
No, I think. To kind of put it, a bit of shadow boxing, isn't it? And then we had a bit of literal boxing as well on the corner flag. I think it was a brilliant way for them to prepare for FC Goa. And Owen Coyle kind of got it right with playing Greg Stewart from the off in the second game, because when I met him a few days ago for those interviews, and I told him, when we all expected Greg Stewart to start, and he said, oh yeah, it's cool to sit there and, kind of expect that to happen. But then when he started him in the next game, 2 fantastic assists, and his delivery is going to be very, very vital. Bengaluru scored a lot of goals as well. From talking about deliveries, the Roshan's delivery was also fantastic from the corners. But Greg Stewart, I expect him to get a lot of assists this time.
Jamshedpur FC could have very well gone on to lose that game, because one thing we have to reflect and highlight is that we almost had one of the goals of the season go in that game with a shot from Jackie Chan Singh. Guys, just take a look at this, please, and we'll come back and discuss this further. Take a look.
No foul. Play goes on. The keeper's off his line! Oh, Jackie. That would have been one of the wonder goals in the history of the Hero Indian Super League. Atoning for that earlier cross.
Well, Joyner loses the ball in the middle of the park here, and Pandita makes a great recovery, but then Lima just gets knocked off the ball. God, you thought it was going to go in. It looked perfect from where we're sitting. Ranesh is not getting back for that. Just a little bit too much on it for Jackie Ann Singh.
Chetan, have you ever scored or been close to scoring something like that before?
I would like to. It reminds me one of the goals which Rafael Crivellaro scored for Chennai FC in the past seasons. That 52-meter goal exactly from the center line. So it reminds me, that try reminds me that. Yeah, Jackie, we know he's having a nose for goals. He's always smell goals. He's the kind of a player always having a nose for goals. Great try, yes, great try. Having 13 goals in ISL and trying for the 14th one. Unfortunately, but it was a good try. Yeah, it was a good try.
Yeah, on loan, of course, and he'll be hoping to have a good season for SC East Bengal as well. A mention over here. We discussed BFC before, but also a mention for Khalid Jamil. Khalid Jamil's Northeast United FC, who played against BFC. In the way I saw this game, opened up, lost 4-2. And then the next game, Khalid Jamil against Kerala Blasters, shut shop. Pulast, are we seeing Khalid Jamil doing a Khalid Jamil once again?
I think he realized within, let's say, half an hour of the game that this could be a 0-0. Because the day before at the camp, the word was that we are going to play attacking football and that is going to be interesting. So I don't think that's the message that go out and shut shop every game. But I think he analyzed it from the sidelines and he knew that maybe I can get a point from here. Maybe I can do a Khalid Jamil. And it was a classic, wasn't it? And he managed to pull it off.
Yeah, pragmatism is often underrated in football. Nowadays, it's almost about playing a certain way. But if you do get the results, like we mentioned in the last show, if it works for you, then it works for you. Another game to highlight very, very quickly after this, another draw. A dour, a draw that happened. In fact, no, actually, let's go to the Chennai FC versus Hyderabad FC game first. Before that, Anirudh Thapa's first start as captain of Chennai FC wins the penalty, against Hyderabad FC. Of course, converted by Koman, a first-time goal scorer once again. How good were Chennai, or was it just a case of Hyderabad, not playing up to scratch and being at the levels that they usually at? Varun, why don't you go ahead?
But I think, Hyderabad FC was like kind of dominating the match. Chennai FC won it, but Hyderabad FC had the chances. Ogbeche missed it. And Edu Garcia was, I think, outstanding in the midfield, creating chances. But still, I think it was Chennai FC's day. They won the match. They got the 3 points. But I think Hyderabad FC, they should have converted those chances, especially Ogbeche. If you had seen after the match, he was at that technical area and, wondering, what did I do? Where did I go wrong? It was not his day, a bad day at the office. But I think it was Hyderabad FC dominating, but Chennai FC getting the 3 points.
Suyash, in Malayalam, there is a kahavat hai Malayalam mein. Adi muluvan chendaikum, kaash maararkum. This is what is in Malayalam. In English, pura hard work means entire hard work is hard work by Pulasta Varun and Shaiju, and the salary goes to Suyash.
I will take that any day of the week. Why will I refuse that? I'm game for that. But no, Anirudh Thapa, just making a mention of him once again, Talaivan Thapa, he's called by the Chennai and FC faithful. What did you make of his performance on that start, Chetan?
Anirudh Thapa, that was a great move. I think personally, I would say it was a great move making Anirudh Thapa as the captain, and I am very happy to see an Indian youngster having that captaincy armband like a team like Chennai and FC. So and a great start for him. We know Anirudh Thapa, very clever player. He's a poacher actually. Inside the penalty box, he know how to create chances. Look at the penalty with Chennai and won. It was only at any means 8 second, even 1 second. That player of Hyderabad midfield, Hitesh Sharma, he didn't even realize that Anirudh Thapa piche se aayenge ya nahi. That is Anirudh Thapa. He always looked for opportunities. He always looked for chances, and that's it. Hitesh Sharma actually tried to stop the ball from his chest and wanted to turn like this. Are 1 second, 2 second, kafi hai. Player like Anirudh Thapa to come at you, close down you and win a penalty.
It's a lot of cunning. It's a lot of cunning. And I know Shaiju said it's a young Indian midfielder, but there's two types of young players. Young in terms of age, and then there are young players who are in terms of age, they're young, but in terms of the number of matches and experience, Anirudh Thapa is not young per se. He is experienced in Indian football circuit. And that cunning that he showed, Hitesh knew that he's been taken.
He had a cheeky smile after that. I did his post-match interview, and he did have a cheeky smile, but completely legitimately won penalty. In fact, I was there behind the Chennai and FC dugout, and they were mentioning that if they could win after not having played so well, imagine what they could do if they actually played well. So that just gives you an idea about what kind of mood is there in that camp. Even Bozidar Bandovic was saying that he does not like wild, free-flowing games. He's like this very professorial, strict school teacher who says that I don't like those kind of games. I want my teams to be disciplined and pragmatic. But going from pragmatic football, let's go to a game that saw a lot of goals and ruthlessness. I'm talking about Mumbai City FC versus FC Goa, and Igor Angulo on his debut for Mumbai City FC in the Hero ISL, coming back to haunt his previous side, FC Goa. What did you make of Igor Angulo's performance, Shaiju?
I would say Suyash and Pulasta Varun. I would say actually Igor Angulo was a lottery ticket, a bumper price guarantee करने वाला lottery ticket था, which Goa ignored. लॉटरी टिकट आपका सामने था, ले लो यार सर, ले लो, ये लॉटरी टिकट है, लेकिन just ignoring that lottery ticket, FC Goa. Look at the change happened with Mumbai City FC only by the incoming of Igor Angulo, because everybody raising eyebrows about Mumbai this year because they left Hugo Bumu, they left all the good players, but how can see, all the answer is there. First match itself, Igor Angulo, they compensated with a single player and thrashing, simply killing Goa by 3-0. What a big start for a new coach, Des Buckingham. So
I also think, sorry Shaiju, I also think Angulo's second goal, the one where he just took it into his path and flicked it with the outside of his boot, that for me is the goal of the round. The technique, Liston, we can talk about Liston. He wasn't closed down enough. He picked his spot, and you expect that from a right footer from that angle. I think Kaushik would agree to that. But what Angulo did in that tiny window, took the ball in his strike, just flicked it with the outside of his boot. beautiful. For me, that is probably the most technical goal of that round.
Absolutely, because it is very hard to score a goal like this, because he is stopping the ball, he is receiving the ball with his left, and with the next second, within the second, he is finishing with the same foot. So incredible, man. Yeah, like you said, the best technical goal of the week.
I hope that left foot is insured.
Why don't you ask him the next time you meet him? And let us know in the next episode. But guys, just a brief word on FC Goa. 2 games, 2 losses. Cause for concern? Need to be worried at this point of time for them?
Yeah, I think Juan Fernando will probably say he doesn't have a few players per se. Brandon, because if Brandon comes in, he plays on the left. It frees up Ortiz to play up front, and that means Devendra probably drops down to the bench. This is not a slight on Devendra, but I think there's still some time before he can kind of lead the line for a club that demands results week in, week out. But still, I think slightly predictable for me in terms of, and the balance is not entirely right in terms of the 4+7 that is happening. I don't know, Kaushik, do you agree that we need something new from Juan Fernando?
I think so, because I think he needs to change the planning. In the first match, I expected, Nogueira and Ortiz, starting together, but I think he made one of them sit on the bench. In the second match, I think he hurt us, but I think same goes for Iram Cabrera. Like, he has that potential. His CV looks great, strong, but he has just scored 1 goal, and he missed a chance in the first match too. So I think he has to step up, and Juan Fernando is, depending on him, and expects a lot from him. And regarding planning, from the midfield, there's less of creativity. The ball supply is not happening for the Gors. So I think that he has to work on. So yes, I think Juan Fernando will have and might have a tough season in the upcoming matches.
But for me, one thing to add on to this point. Of course, I heard your midfield this thing, but according to me, the Goa lacking, the main point Goa lacking is the attacking. They're lacking that element of attacking, which is very scary regarding their Goan fans. A team which has qualified continuously for 4 playoffs before this. So lacking, because last 4 seasons they have Koros, they have Angulos. Now this season, big question mark. Big.
No, it comes down to who do you play out of Nogueira, Ortiz, and Cabrera, because Edu and Ivan probably undroppable.
No, anyway. big questions to answer for FC Goa, and Juan Fernando, I'm sure, will be back to the drawing board trying to see how his team can progress further in this season of the Hero ISL. But guys, that was frantic. We've gone through a lot already, and this week has seen so many moments. And talking about moments, the Hero ISL is actually up to a bunch of cool stuff this season. They've teamed up with Terra Virtua. So Terra Virtua are going to be the official digital collectibles partner of the Hero ISL, and you can in fact log on to terravirtua.io/ISL to collect all of your Hero ISL digital collectibles. We had one such moment which deserves to be highlighted going forward as well. We had that, we mentioned the 1-2 boxing celebration. So take a look at that.
It's scored nicely for Vasquez. It's deflected in, and it's the centre-back. It's the centre-back show. Hartley has stolen an equaliser. It's a Tim Cahill celebration. Maybe that's for you, Eric Pardalu. Game on for Jamshedpur.
So that was a Terra Virtua moment as well. We also have the EISL that the Hero ISL is really involved with, and it's a parallel FIFA 22 league that's happening. And Pulasta, Varun, I know you guys play a lot of FIFA as well. So about the EISL, 22 players from all across the country were competing against each other to see if they could qualify.
As we see Shaiju on the attack and an early goal. Maybe Akash could become a little bit cocky. Afnan needs to find that 1 goal. He does have it. He has the goal back. He puts the ball in. Gullit with the chance, puts it in. Very attacking. Let's see if he can get that breakthrough. He will be confident as he does get the breakthrough. It is 3-1. Is it too late though for Jamshedpur FC? If I was them, I would just stop right there and keep it in the corner. No, he's getting the goal, and there it is. Game over.
See, we were so eager for you to get an idea of what the EISL is. We played that clip just to get an idea of the kind of action that goes into the EISL on a week-on-week basis. You had, of course, Jamshedpur FC taking on FC Goa in that clip that you just saw, and a strong comeback. So that's the kind of stuff we expect in the EISL. Of course, you can watch all the action on Geo TV and on Geo Games as well as the Hero Indian Super League's Facebook and YouTube channels. Action resumes on November the 29th. Pulast, much of a FIFA player yourself?
Gave it up the minute I turned 30 because I realized my reflexes are not as fast as they used to be when I was 14.
But you still play football on the pitch.
Yeah, well, but Ruud Gullit, I think we heard Gullit with a goal is the only place where you can hear that is EISL. So you better watch that, all of you.
Of course. Now, guys, gone through a lot. Let's actually look at the football on the real pitch once again. A lot of fixtures coming up in this coming week. Starting with today, we have the big Kolkata Derby, and that's going to be listed for you in the graphic message will be coming up right now. 7:30 p.m. the Kolkata Derby, SC East Bengal versus ATK Mohun Bagan, followed by Mumbai City FC versus Hyderabad FC. All of the other games also look really tasty. Chetan, what are some of the other games that you feel we should look out for in the coming week?
Including today's derby. That's a match I am very keenly looking for. As we all know, it is considered among one of the longest, oldest, iconic derbies, like the Milan Derby, the Manchester Derby, like the Madrid Derby, the Scottish Derby, the Kolkata Derby. ATK Mohun Bagan versus SC East Bengal. Varun, look at Varun. Already started.
We'll come to Varun in a bit.
Varun ko dekho. So that's it. Everybody waiting because can East Bengal because ATK Mohun Bagan we know already had a foot in to the ISL new season because a great win against Kerala Blasters FC. So we need East Bengal also to put up from some brave performances. I'm waiting for the Kolkata Derby. Yeah.
Guys, let's just take a look at how this fixture went last season as well. ATK Mohun Bagan doing the double over SC East Bengal. Will it be the same? Let's do a quick rewind of what happened last season. Varun, ATK Mohun Bagan doing the double last season over SC East Bengal. You actually met fans of either club earlier this week, right? What were you up to regarding that?
Just having a feedback of theirs and how they're looking forward to this big game. The special point is that they're missing being at the field, cheering for their favorite team. But yes, they're going to be organizing some giant screens and all that. And they're going to be, really looking forward to this game. 100 years of, this rivalry and the Hero Indian Super League's, this brand new season's first derby. So yes, all the best wishes for both the teams, SC East Bengal and ATK Mohun Bagan.
Varun always towing the line.
Did you see the guns? I think is it you've been going to the gym or what? Varun? My sleeves are ripping off and all of that. My God.
We didn't answer, Varun. Have you?
The team I'm going for.
Have you been going to the gym? Is what Pulasta is asking.
No,
ripping out.
Doing push-ups.
No, you're a neutral. You're a neutral. We know that already.
Yeah, I'm the ref.
You're actually also. I'll just let everyone know on this panel and everyone listening as well. Varun is actually a qualified referee as well, a man of many talents and wears many hats. So one fun fact about one of our crew members over here. But Pulas, how do you see this derby going today?
Well, it's going to be exciting. I think we all, from a neutral's perspective and from the league as a whole, we want to see East Bengal give a good fight. On paper, ATK Mohun Bagan seem to have too much for them. I spoke to the coach, went to their training session early in the morning one of these days, and he said that we know the importance of the derby because they're from Madrid, and they said, we know how it is in Madrid, and we know the expectations on our shoulders. Can the team respond? It'd be lovely to see them respond if they can. We need to have a game. I don't want it to be one-sided.
Yeah. We also have the matter of Hyderabad FC taking on Mumbai City FC. Bartok Beche playing against his old team. So that's something to look out for. Plenty to look out for in the coming week, guys. But before we wrap up, just want to have a quick look once again at the points table. Let's do a quick revision of that and see where the teams actually stand right now. We have Jamshedpur FC at the top, Mumbai City FC close second, and ATK Mohun Bagan at third position. Odisha FC, the real surprise, at fourth, but FC Goa, like we mentioned, all the way at the bottom. Perhaps, cause for concern and things to rectify for Juan Ferrando going forward. Everyone, just final thoughts on the derby. Where do you think it's going to go tonight? All eyes on that. Pulasta.
If you ask me, just from the point of view of how strong the teams look, I might have to say ATK Mohun Bagan just cruise control with Habas, knowing what to do in these fixtures. So I don't usually go for a prediction, but I will. ATK Mohun Bagan might win it easily.
Chetan is sweating so much from this question. He's taken his specs off. He's like, yeah, ye kaise answer karu main?
Yeah.
Kari dijiye.
So I need East Bengal, because like we had a great chat in the first show. I need we know both teams having legacies of 100 years of more than 100 years of legacy. So I need East Bengal also to come up with a good show today. But asking to regarding the point table which you show right now. See, my feeling after watching the entire first week. See, my intuitions are telling me that Jamshedpur and Odisha is going to be the dark horses in the coming weeks to come. Arey Suyash, ek baat dekho. The most havocs made by the cyclones came through the Bay of Bengal, through the eastern coast of India. So obviously, I am waiting that eastern region, the two teams from the eastern region, Odisha and Jamshedpur, can they blow the change of wind in Indian football? That will be the question for the next week. Can they?
Yeah. Chetan, let's hope that the wind of change is the only thing that those metaphorical cyclones that you mentioned are going to be blowing. But gentlemen, Varun, I'm not coming to you because you've already established what your stance is on that.
Let's hope for a 3-3.
Entertaining 3-3. But thank you so much for your company, everyone. It's been great as usual. And to everyone watching and listening, thank you. We're going to be doing this every week. So see you next Saturday at 2 p.m. on the Let's Football Live show. But for now, all eyes on the derby. Until then, see you next time.
Wilkinson will go for goal. The keeper just responds in time.
He's done it again.
Absolutely wonderful skill from Braden. A magnificent moment that was.
The Croatian sensation, Trice. Bye. It's a golazo from Golazo.
And the Kolkata Derby is up and running. Back for a free kick which has gone against SC's Bengal.
Goal of the season. This man is on fire.
Well, Lambo cannot believe it.